Atlanta Falcons. I'm just gonna suggest y'all go to last week's episode and talk about just hear Zeno's recap of the Dallas Cowboys, because pretty much the same exact damn thing happened, minus the onside kick. Minus the onside kick.
I will say that, and you know what? Let me go ahead and start sharing the document. But I will say that last week I absolved the offense of any blame. Where's my share button? Oh, there it is. Yeah, last week I absolved the offense of any blame because I was like, look, the offense put up 39 points. The defense didn't do their job. Like, what more do you want from them?
We're going to disagree.
Not this time. I think the offense, they put up points, yes. But honestly, you can't have 4 straight 3-and-outs and, you know, and then expect to win the game. Like, come on, dude.
So you absolve them of blame, but you agree that at least one of those drives, you got to do something with it?
No. I'm saying last week, the game against the Cowboys, I absolved them of blame. This time around.
So you're not doing it this week.
Yeah,
you can't do it. Oh, okay. Then
that's where it would differ to go back and look at that. What we said about that. Yeah. No, this time around it was just bad, man. Like there's so many that they just.
Yeah, but let's not even bother going into a quick recap of it. Just know that so our last prediction is going to be Game 4. I mean, is Game 4 of the Green Bay Packers versus the Atlanta Falcons. And we can straight up tell you I think if the Green Bay Packers, I know you said that if they lost this game that Dan Quinn would finally be fired.
Oh no, I said if they lost one of the next 2 games. So
what happens if they lose 2 of the next 2 games?
Right, I'm saying Dan Quinn should have been fired after Game 3, but he wasn't.
And not just him. I honestly think that also Dirk Carter should have been
fired. Right.
I really do.
All right. So, did you watch Baltimore versus Chiefs?
Did I?
Monday night.
I watched the recap. No, I watched the recap.
Okay.
I watched I don't have cable. I'm not an elitist like Zeno. I don't have cable, so I can't watch ESPN. I don't have ESPN. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. That's a lie. I can't watch the Thursday night football games because they're on the NFL Network, and the NFL app doesn't let you see them because you have to see them through your cable provider, i.e. you have to have the NFL Network. But the Monday night football games, I can actually watch it on the NFL app. But I didn't get a chance to watch the
You just choose not to.
It's not that I don't choose not to. It's just that at that time I'm driving after having an epic bowling game on Monday. Remember when I talked about how I bowl on Mondays with my face mask and everybody else? I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this week when I go. You know, it'll be funny if I see a few more face masks.
So do you believe in it yet?
Yeah.
Basically. All right. So, okay. Quick recap of 3. I caught up.
More than caught up. I think you're whooping me now.
Yeah, I'm leading. I'm leading by 1 now because you got yesterday correct. So, sorry, Thursday. All right, so Thursday night, Miami, Jacksonville. I picked Miami, as you can see, San Fran, blah, blah, blah. We both picked Atlanta. We were both wrong. We both picked Rams. We were both wrong. Both picked Houston, both wrong. We both picked Tennessee. We were both right, and now they have COVID. We both picked Chargers. We were both wrong. Both picked Indy. Both picked Seattle. I picked Detroit because of Stafford. I was right. Both picked Denver. We were both wrong. And I picked Green Bay. He picked New Orleans. I was right. And then I picked the Chiefs. He picked Baltimore. I actually think the Chiefs, they looked heads and shoulders above Baltimore. I think
I thought it was going to – I did watch the game. I watched some of the highlights of the game. I honestly am very disappointed with what Baltimore put on the field. Because I honestly thought even if I still felt comfortable with my Baltimore prediction because I felt it was going to be a good game, but it seems like kind of like Kansas City. Kansas City just does what they do, and they eventually start running away with it. We might be looking at the 16-0 team.
Yeah, I mean, they looked really good. The final score, I think, flatters Baltimore a little bit, but I think Kansas looked really good in that. So here's the tally so far. Like I mentioned, Zeus won yesterday because Zeus gave me his pick for Sorry, I keep saying yesterday. Thursday. He gave me his pick. He picked Denver, so I was like, I'll go with Jets. Denver won. So I'm currently leading 20-19. All right, Zeus, you ready
Man,
to do
I got destroyed week 3.
Right. All right, you ready? Do this thing?
No. But we'll do it anyway.
Okay. I don't know if the recording is going to keep our faces up here because every time I click on the spreadsheet, it goes away. But fingers crossed that it does.
Huh.
All right, Saints, Lions.
I'm going to go with New Orleans. Even though the last time I went for their dumbasses, they lost. So.
Yeah, same. I just don't think Lions are that good. All right, Chargers versus Buccaneers.
Speaking of which, how long do you think Matt Patricia? How much of a window? How much do you think he still has, or he's done this year for sure? If he has a losing season,
no, I don't think they have like huge expectations for the Lions.
Do you think that's the Belichick window that he gets? Like he gets a bit of a because he had so much success with New England that they're just kind of like that gives him a big of a pass. I just think he has too much of a pass to be having such crappy seasons.
But it also comes down to what weapons do you have, and I don't think the Lions can really say, "Oh, we have such big weapons that we should be expecting to win 12 out of 16 games."
Good point.
So because they don't have that many weapons, I don't think the GM can say, "Oh, it's definitely the head coach's fault. Let's fire that dude." So I don't really see him as being in jeopardy. Gotcha. All right, Chargers versus Buccaneers. I'm actually going to go for Chargers.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, this one's a bit of a toss-up for me, just because they're both kind of a suspect kind of team, but I got to look at who. So Kansas City, San Francisco Chargers only lost to Kansas City by overtime, and they lost to Carolina, but Carolina is one of those teams you don't know what you're going to get yet. I'm going to go with Chargers on this one.
Okay. If my cursor would work. There we go. All right. Jacksonville versus the Bengals. What do you think?
Has Jacksonville been doing as bad as we think they were going to be doing all year?
I don't even know what their record is.
I'm finding it. Hold on. I'm talking while I'm looking, so that way I'm stalling basically. But I'm kind of tempted to go toward. I'm thinking that Cincinnati might get their first win of the season. They didn't lose last week. They tied.
That's right.
So I might give it to. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the because you know what, they're both either on the trajectory of 3. Like Cincinnati would be going 3-1. No, what is it? 0-3-1.
0-2-1.
But Jacksonville, they beat Indianapolis in the season opener, and then they've lost to the Tennessee Titans and Miami Dolphins. So it's still a toss-up. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bengals.
Okay.
On this one.
So you think they're gonna go 1-2-1?
Yeah. Okay. And still have a better damn track record than the Falcons. So
I'm gonna say Jacksonville just to separate.
Okay.
Okay. So Vikings versus Vikings versus Texans.
You know what's funny about this game? Both of these teams are 0-3. Two teams that we didn't think were going to start off 0-3.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna say Vikings.
All right. Let me see. Hold on. I'm just looking real quickly at who each team has lost to. Green Bay. Oh man, these both teams have actually lost to good teams. So just for you to know, Minnesota lost to Green Bay in this order: Green Bay, Indianapolis, and Tennessee Titans. And then the Texans lost to Kansas City, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Baltimore. I'm gonna say that they're gonna get their first win.
You mean Houston?
But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm in Houston. Yeah, I'm gonna give them their first win because they've lost. I think they've lost to much better teams than the Minnesota Vikings have, and then it kind of seems like the Vikings are starting to have a little bit of a buyer's regret with Cousins. I don't know if you see that.
Wait. Is it Tannehill? No. Is it Cousins? Where's Tannehill?
Yeah, Cousins is the Minnesota. Tannehill was in Titans.
Tennessee. Okay, yeah. Okay. Seattle Dolphins.
Seattle.
Okay. Yeah.
If you disagree with me on that one, then that's just you making sure that we have different ones because I don't see how.
Yeah, no. Seattle is another one of those that looks like they could be 16-0.
I'm actually going to say that if I was going with easy money right now, if everything works out and the season continues, I actually would predict Seattle versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean,
which would be a badass. That would be a badass game.
Yeah.
Postponed.
How do I? There. Okay. The next one is Cleveland versus Dallas.
Real quickly, well, who would you have chosen Pittsburgh versus Tennessee?
Probably Tennessee.
Yeah, me too. Okay. All right, cool. Cleveland versus Dallas. Who you got?
Browns.
Let's see. You might be right. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, damn, I'm gonna go with the Browns too. Cause no, I'm gonna give it to Dallas. Reason being is because lost one touchdown to the Seattle Seahawks.
Sorry, you said the reason being is what?
Cowboys have only lost to Seattle by one touchdown, right? Yeah, that was a great game. They obviously did that great comeback with us, but I don't know the teams that have. Then again, never mind.
So are you saying you're giving it to Dallas?
Hold on, now I'm a little bit confused. That's because I didn't realize that the Cleveland Browns whooped the Baltimore Ravens' ass the first week. No, I'm sorry. The Ravens beat them. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm going with Dallas. I was looking at their records and I was confused for a bit now because Cleveland has only beat Cincinnati and the Washington football team.
Okay.
Whereas Dallas has lost to Seattle Seahawks and they beat us by that great comeback. So.
Okay. Arizona versus the Panthers.
Arizona.
Separation. We'll put Panthers. Colts, Bears. For this one, I'm actually leaning towards the Colts, despite the fact that they have Nick Foles in there, possibly.
Really? Zero with the Colts. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts too. Honestly, the Chicago Bears are one of those 3-0 teams that you're wondering how they're 3-0. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like whereas the Indianapolis Colts are kind of they're playing up to par in regards to the teams that they go against, even though they did lose to Jacksonville but that's a division game, so division is any given Sunday situation.
Right. All right, Ravens, Washington football team.
Ravens.
Really?
Yeah. Why? Who are you gonna go for?
It's a beltway matchup. But yeah, man. I mean, come on.
I don't see them losing 2 weeks in a row.
Right. Really all right. So the Giants versus the Rams. The Giants, they're decimated right now.
Are they 0-3?
I don't know if they're 0-3, but I mean, no Barkley. Daniel Jones is just not playing that well. Yeah, Darius Slayton's doing some good stuff. I don't know what's happened to Shepard. I'm gonna say Rams in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rams too. Not even gonna bother explaining it because it's just
like
also
Rams,
remember that. Yeah, and the Giants
Rams
are
because they're not the Giants.
Yeah, exactly. And they're 0-3 right now.
Right.
The Giants are.
All right, New England versus Chiefs. Let's just put in a prediction, even though it might get moved from week 4. You're first.
Well, even if it doesn't get moved, Cam Newton's not going to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely say Kansas City. If it doesn't get moved, if it ends up being played on Tuesday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
You're right. If it doesn't get moved, Cam Newton's not going to be there. Yeah. If it does,
he won't be playing.
If it does get moved to like a later week, then they could be playing against Cam. Do you want to make your pick now, and then if it gets moved?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Kansas. I'm predicting Kansas City if they play.
Yeah. So, but no, what I was gonna say is, let's say it gets moved to like week 7. Do you want to have those picks persist, or you want to make your pick?
No, hell no, because it'll be it'll change depending on the previous game.
Okay, so KC, because they'll be playing against New England's backup.
Yeah, you might want to put that one also highlighted.
Why?
Because if they don't play, if it gets
pushed. Oh, no, I'll know if they don't play when I'm updating this. I'll be like, oh yeah, they got. For now, we'll leave it as is. But all right. Bills versus Raiders. Bills have been very good, actually. I like a lot of what I've seen from them. I think Josh Allen has really come into the role of leader and quarterback. I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me look at this. Let me look at their record. That's interesting.
That's
I'm talking on this side.
Is not a proper stall tactic.
Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Who have they lost to? The Raiders, that is. So they beat the Panthers. You might be right. Nah, I'm gonna go with the Bills too. I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one too because 1, they're 3-0, and then 2, they beat a good Rams team. I think the Rams are a good team, and they beat a good Rams team. So, and then the Raiders really haven't beat anybody because even New Orleans is kind of, you know what I mean? Like Drew Brees' arm is starting to fade, so they're really playing short yardage football because of his arm. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one too.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Rams. Yeah.
Bills.
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, what was that?
So okay. Eagles versus Niners. You go first.
Niners.
No explanation needed. I honestly
the Philadelphia, like, actually, you know what's crazy is I heard talks that that the Philadelphia Eagles head coach is on the hot seat now.
Really?
Which I'm like,
hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. The thing just like dropped off. Looks like we're still recording. All right. So you said something about the Philadelphia coach.
Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3. So the head coach, I heard somewhere that the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles is currently in the hot seat, which I thought was kind of crazy. I mean, like, the dude got you a Super Bowl ring. You know, usually they say with Super Bowl rings, you get like a good 3-year mulligans where you can have bad years or whatnot.
What have you done for me lately?
No, it's become that, yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely going to I'll go ahead and give it to the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, this year I don't have NFL Red Zone, so I haven't really gotten a chance to like watch the Eagles that much. So I can't really.
They're winless.
Oh, they are? Okay, I can't really say. Well, they show some stuff here that means that they could win. I don't know anything about them. I'm gonna say Niners.
Real quickly, let me just tell you, they got beat by Washington football team 17-27. Then Rams beat them 19-37, and then they tied with the Bengals.
I mean, they put them up some points, I guess. All right, so
Not everybody can be losing with great with large numbers like us.
Right. All right. So speaking of us, Atlanta versus Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna say Atlanta, just because, man. Like they're gonna get a win. We're not gonna go 0-16. I don't know whether this is gonna be it, but I'm gonna say Atlanta.
Look, I'm gonna go with Atlanta just because I'm hopeful, like right, because I'm really hopeful that we'll win. Um, yeah, we're hopeful that we'll win. So I guess this leads to a good question in regards to what are the ramifications of a Green Bay loss? Oh, so an Atlanta win. What are the ramifications that you see with an Atlanta win in regards to the team?
Oh, I think it would. I think it could reinvigorate the team, though the fact of the matter is it's still 1-3. I think a win in week 3 is a bigger reinvigorator because you're like 1-2. Hey, we got this. We're only a game behind the first in our division. Right now, we're 2 games behind, and because of the nature of our last 2 losses, that whole just absolute capitulation, I think it's very hard to say, oh, a 1-3 record, despite the fact that that one came from the latest game. It's very hard to say that, oh, now we're a renewed team. We're going to go on and win the next 10 games. So I don't think the ramifications are going to be that, great. I think it's going to be like, yeah, we got to win. Let's try and carry it forward. But I think there needs to be like a massive culture shift in this team.
Yeah.
And I don't know that a win on Monday will be that catalyst.
I honestly think that you know what Dan Quinn knows that he's on the cutting board, on the chopping block. If I was him, I actually would have gone ahead and fired Dirk Cutter. The only reason I say that is because you have an easy replacement with Greg Knapp in that right. So maybe that'll lead a little bit to that culture change that we're talking about. But I think I honestly would have done that just because it's been like, look, you get 3 straight 3-and-outs. Your defense is struggling, right? They're not the greatest, but they're kind of doing a little bit of a bend don't break kind of thing.
I'll tell you where I don't like the idea of firing Dirk Cutter. I don't think either of the first 2 weeks were his fault. The third one, yeah, you can almost kind of blame.
Yeah, but you're also the coach. You got to throw somebody under the bus, and I don't think he's going to do that to the defensive coordinator. Although, I mean, you could easily, I guess, you could have an easier replacement with the defensive coordinator than you do with the offensive coordinator because Jeff Over can easily go.
Yeah, and you also have an easier argument with the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I get it. Even though I still give the offense a little bit more credit for the loss than I do the defense, just because the defense is doing what we thought they would. Defense is actually excelling in the first 3. So is the offense. I guess
the defense looks really good in like the first half and a bit of the third quarter. Then they just freaking.
Yeah, but the thing is, we kept them off of the they marched on the field, but they marched on the field. They killed this much time. Now you start running the ball a little bit. I don't know why this whole abandoning the running game when you're up seems to happen with Dirk Cutter all the time. I'm like, especially because you have Gurley, I think Hill is able to pound the rock down the middle a lot better than Gurley is. So he has a little bit of a sometimes you could kind of see a little bit of a breakaway kind of speed. So it's just like keep running the ball, just keep running the ball. Maybe.
And the funny thing about the whole abandoning the run thing is that we had 2 early rushing touchdowns. Like it was working. Right? We don't normally get rushing touchdowns, but we got them. So I mean, you're completely right. Like, why are we abandoning the run?
So that's why I was saying like it would have been one of those, or maybe it's one of those things where finally Dan Quinn starts cussing some of them out. Because the first time in a long time, I finally saw something from Dan Quinn that I never seen before. I don't know if you saw it, where he gets the headset and he basically slams it down because you could tell how pissed he is that he just lost the game. That's the first time I've seen him where he's been pissed. The last time I could tell you where I've seen him be that upset was his first year against the Dallas Cowboys, where he just starts ripping into to a bunch of players. And then what happens is, because we're losing, and then we go back and we have an amazing comeback. Because we were losing by 20 points. We come back, we beat them, I think, by like a good 15 to 20 points too. So that's the last time I think he has to get pissed. He has to basically be ripping into their ass. Because there's this whole idea of the players love playing for him. But then there's also some people are like, yeah, but sometimes some players are just saying that and they're really done with him. You know what I mean? He has to do something to basically bring the players back or whatnot. So, but yeah, long story short, hope for an Atlanta win, because if Atlanta loses, there's no reason why Arthur Blank won't fire Dan Quinn after that.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, 0-4, you got to go.
But my hope is that he doesn't make Dirk Carter the interim head coach, because Dirk Carter is not a great head coach either.
This was the first time, and I think we may have mentioned last week, this is the first time in the history of Matt Ryan's tenure as a Falcons quarterback that we've gone 0-2, much less 0-3.
Yeah.
I think if we go 0-4, it's definitely a done deal for Dan Quinn. At least it should be. There's no reason why it shouldn't be at this point.
But, unless Arthur Blank is all about screw it. Let's just tank, get as high of a draft pick as we can get. He's like this. But the thing is, it's so early in the year. Like, it's kind of, some people might think it's dumb to fire a head coach so early in the year, but you could still give yourself a
Some people think it's dumb to fire a head coach so early in the year, but you can still give yourself and then that's why I lost you.
All right, ready? Some people think it's kind of dumb to lose a head, to fire a head coach so early in the year, but the NFC South is so damn weak that you might give yourself an opportunity. You never know. Jeff Ulbrich might be a head coach in waiting, that can find a way to, because once you fire the head coach, that's a culture change, right? Mm-hmm. There's either going to be players who don't give up, or there's going to be enough players that'll rally behind us. Like, look, we just lost our head coach. Now Jeff Ulbrich comes in, because I'm thinking Jeff Ulbrich should be the interim, right? Not Dirk Carter, just because Jeff Ulbrich isn't over the offense, he's in over the defense, so he basically can tell him, look, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you're doing wrong, let's fix it. You know what I mean? And then you never know. I honestly feel like Jeff Ulbrich might be a head coach in training, or a head coach in waiting. So maybe give him the opportunity, but that will have to be. You'll have to do that, and then you never know. There's 7 seeds this year, right? Mm-hmm. 7 seeds.
Like, there's a chance.
You go 0-4.
You just got to take it.
Well, not only that, but okay, you're 0-4. That means you have what? 12 games left. If you go in the span of 12 games and you go. So you started off 0-4, but you go at the end of the season 10-2, which isn't that far-fetched. You're standing at 10-16.
Mm-hmm.
10-6. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. You're standing. That is a playoff team, or you could even lose 3. You're 9-7. Playoff teams go in at 9-7, so there's a possibility. So I just think it'd be one of those things. There's no reason why Arthur Blank should hold on to Dan.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that was the recap and preview of week 3, preview of week 4. That sometimes English escapes me, but that was that.